this year. I mean, and what he's been able to do with that Cheney girls basketball program, they walk around with a different swagger, and there's a different kind of tone you talk about when you talk about Cowgirls basketball now.
I agree with you. Hey, we have some breaking news that we want to get to. We got a guy that's here that wants to talk about it, and will give us a first person view. The not the 5,000 foot view, not necessarily even anything that you're going to read about, but something that has been a long time coming. At this time, we bring in our very good friend and not only of the program of all of us, ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Mineral Ridge Rams, Mr. Andy Hake. What's up there,
America.
Andy?
Hi, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
We're good, man. How are you?
Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last.
All right,
You know what
so
I mean?
let's talk about that. It has been, what is it, 4 years now?
I was 5 years state open case, and the justice system's a beautiful thing in the country, and you know got vindicated yesterday, and ready to get back to work.
So let's talk about that. I mean, there's a lot of people that have, read the rumor mills. There's a lot of people that have, went on to message boards and talked about you
Woo!
in front of you, behind you, beside you, on
Beautiful
top,
thing.
wherever. Talk about, kind of the situation at hand, how long it's been, what it's been like for you, and essentially, where you go from here.
Well, you know what? Life is a funny thing, man, and I think we all make mistakes in this world. I made a terrible mistake, 2020. I think the day after the insurrection. I'm not even kidding you. My anxiety and my stress and things get to me, and made a terrible decision and used a vape pen in school and before school, and was asked about it, was honest about it, and had an open case, and they really vetted the situation. And I know I coached the last 4 years, but I didn't teach, and it was just a long road, and a real humbling experience, and then the road to redemption, and doing the right thing, and having faith in God and your family, and doing the right thing, was able to come out on the other side of this thing. And you know the funny thing with me, I just, when the room is divided, and a lot of people, in your lifetime, when the room is divided, it's a funny thing, because you see a lot of, it's just perspective. You see where people stand with things, and whether a lot of people that you think were with you maybe not have been, and a lot of people that you might have never thought were your friends came to your aid, and it was a real humbling experience. And I wouldn't want anybody to go through it, but at the same time, I'm better off on the other side. I'm a better man of faith. I'm a better father. I'm a better husband, and I'm happy to be on the other side, and I'm gonna serve the kids of Mineral Ridge, and like never before. And just really proud of the things we did in the city while we were there, and proud of, thankful for friends like you, and people that stood by you when the chips are down. Everybody's your friend when things are going well. When you're winning regional titles and winning the league title, everybody's telling you how great you are. And then when you make a personal mistake, or something happens that's unforeseen circumstance, and it's an interesting thing. But it's just, everything in life is perspective, and then through perspective you gain wisdom, and gain a lot of wisdom the last few years. Like I told the parents on Sunday at Mineral Ridge, we had a little event down at the school, and I told them, I never learned anything winning. I just never did. I only learned when I lost. That's a game, or in life. You don't learn when you win. You learn when you lose. And it was just, eating humble pie, and being humble, and putting the right things in perspective in your life. You're able to overcome adversity in times of strife and trouble. And I know it might sound a little like, I'm sure there are people out there that think, hey man, they should have threw away the key. You know what I mean? Locked him up and threw away the key. And he should never coach again or be around young people. And to those people, I say, hey, I understand I made a mistake. My mistake, though, was never involving a kid. I never hurt a kid. That's not my DNA. Mine was a personal problem. Allowed my anxiety and my own stresses, my own things going on up top get to me. But I'm in a better place. I know that. I got a family. I got a wonderful son, stepkids, wife, family, friends, live in my hometown. People really rallied. The Board of Education voted me in 5-0, not even knowing what the outcome would be. So that goes to show you their commitment to not winning. To hell with winning. The commitment to believing in somebody, and it is what it is, man. But I'm glad to be your friend. You're my friend, man. And when the chips were down, you were always a friend, and it's a wonderful thing, man. Life is a wonderful thing. Our country's a wonderful place. Chance to redeem and get a chance for redemption, and going to make good on it, man. Going to make good on it. I can tell you that much.
It's been a turbulent 5 years for you. There's been great joys, obviously, but there's been a lot of kind of looking over your shoulder, I have to imagine, knowing the other side and knowing kind of what you've gone through and some of the phone calls that you've had to partake in and some of the meetings that you've had, but also knowing that there were people that had your back the entire way and allowed you to be yourself. Valley Christians certainly, a great opportunity for you that they preach the right things and they walk what they talk. Certainly, when they brought you in and you changed lives as you promised that you would, and now this day comes where the state releases you. What was that moment like for you? What was the outcome? And how did you kind of find the news, and what was the reaction?
Well, I watched it I watched the state meeting yesterday on the computer, and they voted 14 to pass a resolution, and being vindicated is not getting off scot-free. There's no celebrating a situation like that. I'm really happy I'm able to go back and teach and coach, but I was never suspended to not teach and coach. But I didn't want to go to a school until this was resolved, because I didn't want to, put a school in jeopardy or compromise a school where I have to leave during the year. I didn't know when this was going to end. 5 years, half a decade. But, the wheels of justice sometimes move slowly. And in this case, it was at snail's pace. But had a hearing, 45-page resolution written. Had some of the greatest people I ever met speak for me. Coach Tressel spoke for me. Mike Rulli, a friend of mine. Bob Sebo, Zadchok, Pal Benyo. There's some wonderful, wonderful people, some teachers, Zins and Gardner, some wonderful people, some kids came out. And you know what? This is your story. This is your story. If you want to take the bits and pieces out of someone's life that they might be ashamed of or they made mistakes in, and you want to say, hey, we'll make this the story. Well, we all have those moments. And I think that you have to look at the body of work with people, and thank God that the Board of Education looked at the body of work, because, he made a mistake. He was also Teacher of the Year. He made a mistake. He was also 2018 Veteran Council Man of the Year for the veterans. So you have to look at bodies of work. And I'm not saying in a braggadocious way. I'm saying in a very humbling way, because I made mistakes. And but thank God that, your body of work is who you are. Not your best moment or your worst moment. Not when you are Teacher of the Year, or when you hit the vape pen before school, or I know a lot of great people that got DUIs. Great people, and that shouldn't define them either. That's a mistake.
Moments of weakness. You and I have talked about it before. It's moments of weakness. It's frustrating moments, and I know one person that's perfect, And
Right. And what did they
that's
do? They put a cross on him and told him to march through Jerusalem until he couldn't take it no more. Then
that's
what
it.
they do, nail his ass up there. So you know
That's
what?
it.
What do we talk? You know what? People are people are people, and there
Yep.
are some sins that people cannot come back from, and I do agree with that. When you're messing with children, I that's one that's hard to. When you're hurting people, a child, that's hard to come back from. But this was one, and I'm not giving myself reprieve, but this is something where I paid my atone to the sins, and I can't thank Valley Christian enough, and I mean that because that place gave me an opportunity to restore myself when I was at a lowest of lows, and I made good with them. And yeah, we won games, but it was about being good to kids and using their school philosophy of Christ first and the Christ mission and tie it into everything that was important to them, and praying with the kids daily and talking to them about the most important things in life, which is God and family and country. And they don't shy away from that. It's a very special place because a lot of places shy away from that. They don't want you talking. They don't want you doing the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
They don't want you talking about veterans first, which that is not a political thing. That should be like an American common
Always
sense.
celebrated.
Are you kidding me? If not the veterans, who? Who are we putting first?
I agree with you.
And I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just honestly, I watched the Super Bowl. I didn't like the halftime show, but I didn't hate it. I don't care. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? But you think I'm going to put that guy? I mean, the guy's a talented guy, whatever. He's a singer, rapper, whatever, Taylor Swift or the Rolling Stones. It doesn't matter who the heck you're talking about. Those aren't heroes. Those aren't heroes. Heroes are veterans. Heroes are parents. Heroes are, figures that represent the better angels of our nature. But I'm just so honored to have a chance to be at Valley Christian, and I'll always be an Eagle. Mike Pecchia texted me today, and I just missed a call from him while here. But I'll call Mike. He's a hell of a guy, and they were really pulling for me. And the people at Ridge, the board voted me in 5-0. Didn't even know what was going. Hey, man, we don't care. We're with you. We're hiring the best guy for the job. So I'm honored to be there and honored to be your friend, man.
What did they want from you, Andy? I mean, there's a lot of talk about, the 14-1 vote. There's a lot of talk about, the 5 years that it took to come to this. But what did they want? What was on the table?
Well, when something happens, the first thing is, I think it was like Western Reserve's reaction. Some people are able to navigate situations. And then if some people aren't used to things like that happening, people will back you when you're hot. But when you become white hot, some people just have it's a human condition. You can't be like, oh, that person's rotten. It's not that. It's having the ability, and some people would call that loyalty. And I don't think that's exactly what it is. I think it's being able to navigate certain situations.
Well, were they looking for a suspension, or what was on the table for you? I mean, they just wanted your
they wanted,
you weren't allowed to teach.
No, it was suspension or revocation, but revocation was off the table pretty quickly because that wasn't, when you're involving a kid, it's much worse. When you're involving a kid, this wasn't involving a kid. And I went immediately atoned to the problem, went and got help. And then, I got publicly dragged through the streets, bro. I mean, people, hey, man, it's life. And I accepted it. I went and talked at the men's rally for the Valley, talked about my story of redemption. And some people, whether they like you, they're going to like you. And whether they hate you, they're going to hate you. So you know what? You just got to be the best version of yourself. But they wanted some years from me. And then after the hearing and all the evidence was presented and they saw that there was genuine atonement, their conclusion was, hey, in a throwaway society, some things there are you got to believe in second chances and opportunities. And I still have to, the next couple of years, I have to take some classes and professionalism, some, conduct, and then, give them, drug tests, things that just show them that you're doing the right thing. Does that make sense? Doing the
That you're
right
serious
thing.
about moving forward.
Well, yeah, and they can take my blood, my hair. I don't care what they take. I don't got nothing to me.
So
But,
what now? Like, I mean, you get this. This comes down yesterday, this morning. What was it?
Yesterday.
Okay, yesterday. It comes down. You're watching it. What were the first feelings, the emotions running through you when this came
Well,
down?
there's a lot of carnage to the my family were always with me, and it was a tough situation. So, your first thing you want to do is, you thank God that this has passed, but at the same time, it's how did you feel after Gettysburg if you won? You look around, you see a bunch of dead bodies, and you say, it's, hey, we won, but who won? Who won? There was no winning. It wasn't that. I'm just glad I have the opportunity to get back into the school. No, I'm back in my hometown. Got a lot of excitement and energy going on there right now. I'm going to crank it up about 8 notches. They're going to get the best version of me. Wait till you get a load of me now. And then I'm going to be the best version of me. You got to be humble through experiences, but, I'm going to be the best version of me, and I'm going to coach like heck and be good to all the kids. And you don't change who you are. You just adjust and you grow. So, I'm still with the country. I am America first, God first. So I'm going to talk to the kids about veterans. I'm going to talk to kids that, you got to talk to them about these things, the things that matter the most, your loved ones and in your country. And it's not a political thing. It's a be like this. Be like this. One of the greatest things that we had going for us when I was at reserve was, out of 105 boys that were in the school, 65 played football. They weren't all football players. The majority of the team was not football players. They were guys that wanted to hang out together and become a better father, a family member, become a better person, a worker, patriot by being involved with the program. And that's what we're going to do at Ridge. And that's fine. If someone else says they're going to do it another way, that's great. But this is what's worked for me. And, I know that a lot of people I have friends because I am the way I am. And I'm not going to change who I am. It's going to be the best version of me. And, I know some people might say, well, who is he to talk to kids when, how is he going to be able to address kids that when they do something they shouldn't be doing because he did? Well, it's really easy because I have experience. And you could really sit down with young people and say, hey, I've made mistakes. And look what happened to me. And I think that you don't hide from things in life. You turn to them and then you use them to help people.
I think the question everybody wants to know, Andy, is will you return to the classroom? Do you have any want to return to the classroom?
Oh yeah. I'll be back in the school, and I don't know capacity or what exactly they want me to do, but I'll be back in school, and our country's going to be better for it. Our country will be better for it. But at the same time, I'm just happy today and blessed, and I, thanking the good Lord that He had grace on me and my family, and been through a lot, man. Been through a lot. It's not just me. Your family goes through it with you, and I tell the boys of the teams I coached. My son's 4. Augustus Hakes is 4, and Augustus, I want him to have heroes, and I don't want the heroes to be here. I want the heroes to be up here, and I asked the kids that I coach, hey, man, act like a hero, because our society doesn't know what that is anymore. And, be a hero. Be the best version of yourself and be good to other people and put others first. And, it's actually a simple way to live. It's hard to do it because we're flawed. We're flawed people. Human beings are flawed. So, but be genuine about it. Be upfront. Be honest. Don't hide. And, be you. It's like you every day. You're a good dude. You treat people right. You put kids first. You're a human being. You make mistakes. I'm sure there's times your wife.
Many.
Sometimes your wife wants to wring your neck, But look at all the good you do for people, and I'm not just saying that because we're buddies. I mean, a lot of people
Appreciate it.
don't know. Hey, you adopted children. That is like, hey, look, that is like. Is there anything more godly here on earth? Is there anything more giving on earth than to surrender yourself for other people, especially people that need it the most, that might not? Hey, think about the hope you give some children that might never. Can you imagine if they never had the opportunities that you're going to give them? I mean, your son could have been in some gutter somewhere 10 years from now, or
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to be funny about it. That's just
No,
how
you're
the
right.
world is, and some godforsaken third world country, and but you took them in and you're giving them hope and you're teaching them values and a godly way to live. And hey, what else is there, bro? What else is there? I'm 44, man. I'm not 22 anymore. What else is there, man?
I
I mean,
joined your ranks the other day. I'm 40 now, so I'm feeling it. And buddy, I am so proud of you, so happy for you and your family. I know how much this weighed on you. I know that hopefully you can go eyes forward because geez Louise, what you've been doing this entire time that this has been coming down, if that was holding you back at all, I can only imagine how high you're going to fly in the future, buddy. Andy, thanks for spending some time with us today. We hope to have you on a lot more, and certainly we always wish the best for you, brother.
hey, God bless you and dream big, and I'll talk to you soon, man. You're the
All right, buddy.
best.
We'll talk to you. There he
Bye.
goes, ladies and gentlemen. Andy Hake.